Hello students. So in this video I am continuing with the second part of the discussion of our discussion, that is the anatomy chapter. This is where we are going to discuss about the secondary growth in the plants. So mainly we know that the secondary growth that takes place in the dicot plants, okay, not in the monocot plants. It means the secondary growth is related to the lateral growth, the meristematic tissues known as lateral meristematic tissues, which are mainly responsible for the lateral growth of the plant. Okay, this lateral growth of the plant ultimately leads to increase in the girth of the plant. What is that? Girth. 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 Girth means the width, lateral growth of the plant. Okay, that increases when the lateral meristematic tissues activate and they start dividing. Okay, now this secondary growth which is found in the dicotyledonous plants, okay, the tissues, the lateral meristematic tissue that we have discussed, it is having two different types of lateral meristematic tissues there. Number one, vascular tissues, and number two, vascular cambium, vascular cambium and cork cambium. Okay, vascular cambium and cork cambium, these are the two different lateral meristematic tissues which are responsible for the growth, secondary growth in the plant, that is in the increase in the girth of the plant. Vascular cambium is, these are the vascular cambium that you can see the structures which are present. These are the vascular cambium in the stem of the dicot plant. Vascular cambium is the structure where the xylem and phloem exist together. Okay, in a combined structure, vascular bundle. This is actually the vascular bundle technically, if I say. Okay, the structure where the xylem and phloem exist together. Now, vascular cambium, when the term cambium comes, it means cambium is the tissue layer, special tissue layer, which is actually responsible for secondary growth. So this cambium we will not see in the monocot. That cambium is visible in the dicot only. So these cambium tissues are present inside the vascular bundles. Okay, in between the xylem and phloem. So if this is the xylem, this is the phloem part. Okay, in between we see the green line. You can see there are cambium tissue layering. So xylem here, phloem here, and then in between we see the cambium lining. So these cambium tissues which develop in the vascular bundles. Okay, cork cambium we will discuss later on. Let us see the vascular cambium that you see where the cambium is present inside the vascular bundles. These are called intrafascicular cambium. Okay, this cambium which is present, these are the cambium which is present inside the vascular bundles are known as intrafascicular cambium. Intrafascicular cambium. Okay, inside the vascular bundle. Now the second, after this maturation stage, it comes this one, the second diagram. Okay, here you see, look at this diagram. In between the vascular bundle there are gaps, no cambium is present, but here you see this intrafascicular cambium, the cambium from the vascular bundle extends outside. So in between the vascular bundles also we see the extension of the cambial tissues. Okay, so outside of vascular bundles also we see the presence of cambial tissue, extension of cambial tissues. So these are known as, outside of the vascular bundle, these are known as interfascicular cambium. So intrafascicular cambium inside the vascular bundle, and the cambial lining which are tissues outside of the vascular bundles are called interfascicular cambium in between the vascular bundle. So it forms a cambial ring. You can see it's a ring form. It forms a ring like structure when the cambium inside and outside of vascular bundles are connected with each other. Okay, it forms a ring like structure. This is called cambial ring development. This is one question comes, how cambial ring develop. This is how the cambial ring developed here. Okay. After this, the next diagram is this one. What happens is that the growth that continues. Okay. The vascular cambium, they starts developing towards inside and towards outside. It means that this development takes place towards inside also and towards outside also. So the cambial tissues, they cut through the tissues towards the center. This is the peak center. So towards the center, towards the peak, and towards the outside also. So as a result of which secondary xylem and secondary phloem come in existence. Okay, and time comes when the secondary phloem and primary phloem, they are getting crushed together. They crush together and they form a thin layer like this. Okay, remember one thing, that the cambial ring cutoff, the development of the cambial ring towards the center is much more, okay, than the outer part. Understood? That's why the growth of secondary xylem becomes more than the secondary phloem. That's why the secondary phloem gets crushed and form a tissue layer, single tissue layer. So this is the subsequent developmental stage is this. Okay, and ultimately this structure comes. This is the fourth diagram of the maturation stage. Okay, the cambial ring forms line-like structures from the center to the outside. The tissues are known as medullary rays, you can say. Okay, so the medullary rays that develops here from the center to the periphery. This is the fourth level of developmental structure of the stem, the lateral growth. Now, the second is the cord cambium. This is all about the vascular cambium. What about the cord cambium? The cord cambium, what happens when the secondary growth keeps on going, developing? Okay, ultimately, okay, the outer layers gets replaced by some new protective layers. Okay, the outer layer of the plant gets replaced by some new protective layers. The outer protective layer is the cork. Okay, the cork, which is also known as phloem. The outermost protective layer of plant. And then the second protective layer is the, I'm just writing here. So first is the cork, which is also known as the phloem. The second protective layer is the secondary cortex. Okay, which is known as the phloem. Okay, so phloem and phloem, cortex and the secondary cortex are the cork is the outermost protective layer and secondary cortex is the lower, second most the protective layer. Okay, now when cork and this cortex, these together, these two layers are known as phylogen. That is the cork cambium. So cork cambium developed by the cork and the cortex, secondary cortex, phloem and phloem, that forms the phylogen, that is the cork cambium. Okay. Now all these three layers, if I take them in consider like three separate layers, phloem, phloem and phylogen. Okay, these two layers, these three layers together known as periderm, which forms the outer layer. Okay, so this is the cork cambium part. Now, what is bark? Bark is a term that we use normally. So bark is a non-technical term that refers to all tissues exterior to the vascular cambium. Okay, therefore including secondary phloem. Bark refers to a number of tissues, that is periderm and secondary phloem. So this is the periderm here, this periderm plus the secondary phloem. So along with the periderm, okay, if I plus it here, secondary phloem, crushed secondary phloem. Okay, these two actually it forms the bark of the plant. Technically, if I go, is the periderm plus the secondary phloem. Inside periderm, what are the layers present? these three layers present: phloem, phloderm and phloem. Okay, so periderm plus the secondary phloem that forms the bark. Okay, so this is all about the secondary growth of the plant. I hope you understood. These diagrams are very important to understand. So practice this diagram, it is going to help you a lot, and make a small note out of it. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Thank you.